Hello everybody, how are you everybody? It's so nice to see you all here where you belong. Here we go again, we are back with you, and yes, we are definitely 100% live, as live can be, coming to you live from the birthplace of the English language, which just happens to be, oh my goodness, tell your friends, tell your relatives, tell everyone you know. It comes live from England. It does. A lot of people don't believe me. They say, Mr. Duncan, there is no way that you come live from England. But yes, we are now live from England. Hi, everybody. This is Mr. Duncan in England. How are you today? Are you okay? I hope so. Are you happy? I hope so. We are talking all about having fun today because, and I'm sure you don't need me to remind you, things are a little bit gloomy at the moment. In many ways, not just events around the world, but also at this time of year, the days are getting shorter. Everything is becoming a little gloomy, maybe, as autumn arrives. Even though we have the beautiful colours, it can also be a rather depressing time of year as we get less and less light. And there are people, it might seem strange, even now, even though many people now believe that this is a real thing, there are people who become depressed and sad during the winter months because they don't get enough light. Seasonal affective disorder is literally a thing that exists, and that is one of the reasons why more people feel depressed and maybe sad, down, and maybe perhaps a little gloomy as well during these winter months. However, I can tell you now, I am here to put a smile on your face because we are all here for the same reason, to talk about that wonderful thing. Yes, I am one of those, and I have a feeling you might be one of those as well. An English addict, because you love the English language so much. My name is Mr. Duncan, and yes, I do talk about the English language quite often. And that's what we're doing today, to be honest. I hope you've had a good week. I hope the weekend has gone well for you. And I hope you have had a little bit of fun this weekend. If you haven't, well, maybe we can have some today. Does that sound like a good idea? I think so. Thank you very much for joining me. Yes, it's nice to see you here on the end. We have reached the end of another weekend. Yes, it's Sunday. How is your Sunday going so far? I hope it's going all right. I will try my best to put a smile on your face. Also joining us today, we have the man. He is back with us today. Mr. Steve is coming up. As usual on a Sunday, he is keeping himself very busy. That is literally what Mr. Steve was doing yesterday for the final time this year. He was cutting the grass in the garden. I bet you really wanted to know that. I'm sure last night you were lying in bed wondering whether Mr. Steve has cut the grass. Well, I can answer the question. Yes, he has. In fact, he's cut the grass, and this morning we noticed. Would you like to see Mr. Steve in his underpants? Really? You really do want to see Mr. Steve in his underpants? Well, this morning we noticed that the cows at the back of the garden are actually eating the grass that Mr. Steve cut yesterday. So all of the cuttings, all of the little pieces of grass that Mr. Steve trimmed yesterday. And look at that. Besides Mr. Steve in the garden in his underpants, you can also see the cows as well. They are eating the large pile of grass that Mr. Steve has left for them. I'm not sure if we should be showing Mr. Steve in his underwear in the garden, but there it is. It's too late. It's happened. So if YouTube come round later today and tell me that I must delete Mr. Steve's underpants, well, I will try my best to do something so I don't offend anyone. But it's too late, I suppose. We've seen it. You might say that the cat is out of the bag. Oh, look, you can also see one of the cows running down as well. Another one has come down to join in the eating fun. We might see a little bit more of that later on. So we are here today, and I hope you are having a good day. I wonder who was first on today's live chat. Shall we have a look? Oh, very interesting. First today we have Flower Espoir. Congratulations, you are first on today's live chat. Very good. Congratulations, Flower. Can I also say thank you very much to you for your lovely photograph that you sent from Morocco. I have to say, and I'm going to say this a few times today because we have some more holiday photographs to show you. I am very jealous of anyone who is having a holiday at the moment because I'm not having one, you see. I'm here doing this every Sunday. So I can't go very far away at the moment because I have my responsibilities. So thank you very much, Flower, for sending the photograph. And that is a very beautiful country called Morocco. And the sea and the landscape and everything there looks very inviting, I have to say. Congratulations once again for being first on today's live chat. I don't know what that was, by the way. You might notice behind me, the scenery at the moment is looking rather nice. Autumnal. Yesterday, we took a lovely walk, Mr. Steve and myself. We have started walking much more than we normally do. We are making the most of the weather. At the moment, we are having some nice weather, so we have been having regular walks this week, and we are trying to, I would say that we are trying to improve our health a little bit. So this is yesterday. Would you like to have a look? Now you can see that autumn is definitely in the air. So this is a video taken yesterday during one of our walks, and you can see the leaves on the trees are now falling, and autumn is definitely in the air. You can really feel, even from this video image, you can see that autumn has definitely arrived. And it was a nice day yesterday, I have to be honest. We had a lovely walk. It was one of those perfect autumnal days where everything is just right. It wasn't too hot, it wasn't too cold, it was absolutely lovely. And we had some nice sunshine as well to enjoy, which was rather nice to say the least. Today we are looking at a very interesting subject. We're trying to cheer everyone up by having some fun. Words and phrases connected to fun. Maybe we can also talk about the last time we had any fun at all. When was the last time you had a fun time? When was the last time you had a big smile on your face and you were enjoying something? It could be anything. Well, almost anything, let's just say. We also have Palmyra on the live chat. Hello to you as well. Vitas is here watching, and you are in 4th place today. We also have Anna, who is slightly ahead of you today on the live chat. Valentin, we have Mosen, we have Garcia. Paolo is here as well. Nice to see you. Welcome. Zudzika Inaki is here as well. Hello, Alfian Wildani. Hello to you. Yes, we are live right now. It is 16 minutes past 2 o'clock on a Sunday afternoon, and today we are letting our hair down. I know it's not easy for me to do that, or Mr. Steve, but today we are letting our hair down. It is a great expression, which we will talk about a little bit more later on today. Hello, Bruno. Hello, Bruno. Nice to see you back as well. We have... Who else is here today? Oh, very interesting. Christina. I hope you are feeling 100% today, Christina. Nice to see you joining us as well. Who else is here? Vittoria. Nice to see you back also. Very nice to see so many people joining in on the live chat already. I like to share these things with you. I had the most amazing sleep last night. I don't know why. Over the past few nights, I've slept like a log. I've slept solidly, completely. I close my eyes, I go to sleep, I wake up, it's morning. It almost seems like just a few moments of time, but I'm having a lovely, solid sleep at night, and I don't know why. I feel very rested at the moment, very laid back. Is that the right word to use? Yeah, maybe. Yes. If you are laid back, it means you are relaxed. You are feeling good about things. However, I don't know why, I've had the most amazing sleeps. Even though sometimes, and this is a confession, I'm sure you do the same thing as well, in the afternoon. Because Steve is not working anymore, we have a lot of free time during the day to do things, and quite often we will have a little nap. I know I've talked about this before, but it is popular in many cultures. Many people do like to have a little sleep in the afternoon. So that's what we also do. We normally have a little sleep at around about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I don't know why, but I still manage to have a good night's sleep as well, because a lot of people don't like to go to sleep during the day because they think that later on they won't be able to get to sleep when they should. However, I don't know why, at the moment I'm loving the experience of going to sleep. Alfian says, maybe, Mr. Duncan, perhaps you are more tired because of the extra walking. Yes, you might be right there. I didn't think of that. I did not think of that. So thank you for suggesting that. Yes, I think you might be right there. We are certainly getting more exercise these days because Steve is now not working, so we do have a lot of free time, and we are trying our best to enjoy this beautiful autumnal weather. Everything is so nice at the moment. The days are becoming shorter, but it doesn't matter. You know why? Because autumn is the most beautiful time of year. We love the autumn weather. We love it so much. The colour, the feeling, everything about autumn is really, really lovely. So now autumn has arrived, definitely here. Francesco says a sleep in the afternoon is called a siesta. Yes, a lot of people do have siestas. I think one of the main reasons, of course, is maybe if you live in a hot country, it's too hot to go outside and work, or it's too hot to do anything. So quite often having a rest in the afternoon during the hot period of time is actually a good thing. So yes, you might have a good point there. Although I don't know what my excuse is, to be honest, because I have started enjoying my afternoon naps, if I was honest with you. We have some more photographs to show you, by the way. I mentioned holidays earlier on. Can I first of all say hello to Claudia? Hello, Claudia. I know that you are having a good time at the moment. We will look at that in a few seconds from now. But last week, if you remember, last Wednesday, I was talking about what was cooking in Claudia's pot. And Claudia was making a fish pie, and I was interested to see it. Well, guess what? Here it is. Here is the actual fish pie that Claudia made last week. And I have to say, I've never seen anything like that before. I've never seen an actual fish pie that had pastry. And as I mentioned last week, we often have a type of fish pie here that is made with potatoes. So instead of pastry, you actually put potatoes on top of the fish. But we still call it fish pie. So thank you, Claudia, for sending that photograph to me. And I have to say, it does look rather delicious. Another photograph from Claudia. Here is Claudia on holiday at a place called Mar del Plata. Mar del Plata or Plata. Isn't that fantastic? Beautiful beach. I like the palm trees, by the way. I have some palm trees very similar to that in my garden. But doesn't that look lovely? So Claudia is having the time of her life on the beach. And I have to say, I am slightly jealous. But the big question is, where is Claudia? Where are you, Claudia? Can we see a photograph of you enjoying yourself on the beach? Yes, we can, apparently. There it is. Claudia, you are having a great time on the beach. I hope you had a good time. I noticed there is a man behind you. I wonder if you were watching him because he has no shirt on at the moment in that photograph. What were you doing? Were you watching the hunky men on the beach? I wonder. I'm starting to wonder now. Anyway, I hope you had a good time, Claudia. And yes, I am slightly jealous because you are having a good time by the sea. Very nice. I love seeing your photographs, even if I sometimes feel slightly jealous, a little bit jealous because you're doing nice things and I'm not. Is Lewis here today? Yes, we have Lewis Mendez. Guess what, Lewis? I also have one of your photographs here to show you. So this is a photograph taken, I think it's a lake, but apparently it's at the back of Lewis's house. So I think you are very lucky to have something so beautiful as close as it is to your house. So I think that's very nice. I have to say, can I ask a question here, Lewis? You've sent me another photograph as well, but I'm not sure what I am looking at. Is that wine or is it something else? So I'm intrigued to find out what that is. I can see some grapes. So I have a feeling maybe this is something that you like to have as a snack. So I can see some grapes in the photograph. and also something else, but I'm not sure what it is. So maybe it is wine. Maybe it is a type of wine. Please let me know on the live chat, and then I can tell everyone else what it is. And then I will know as well. Thank you for your photographs. You can send almost anything to me if you want. Here is the email address. I will keep it on the screen for a few moments. There is the email address. And if you want to send me a photograph or just say hello, you can always say hello. You could just say, hello, Mr. Duncan. I do receive a lot of emails that have nothing but the word hello, which is rather nice. It certainly makes them easier to read if they're very short. I do receive a lot of emails, and all they say is, hello, Mr. Duncan, or hello, which is nice. So if you want to send a photograph, a message, or anything at all, you can send it to this email address. So now we know. Back to today's live stream. English Addict. Apparently, Sandra says maybe that is whiskey. Maybe. Oh, it could be. I'm not sure what it is, actually. Lewis, if you're watching now, please let us know what it is, because even I am intrigued. I want to find out what it is. So there it is again. What is it? What is in the bottle? Is it alcohol? Maybe it is something else. Maybe it is syrup. Maybe it's something alcoholic, or maybe it is something that you add to your food. I wonder. Yes, it does look like a type of wine, maybe. I think it might be. Anyway, the only person who can tell us what it is Lewis. So what is it, Lewis? Please put us out of our mystery. Thank you very much. Mr. Steve will be here in a few moments. We are looking at fun things. I also received something very nice yesterday. It isn't very often that I'm left speechless. But yesterday morning I received something really nice through the post. I was very moved, very touched by it. We will be talking about that. Also, if you see Mr. Steve in a few moments, ask him about his car, because he wants to talk about his car today. But he's feeling a little bit shy about it. So when we see Mr. Steve today, ask him about his car. Just say, Mr. Steve, tell us all about your car, because he's been busy this week doing something to his car. I have a feeling he may have a very strange obsession going on. So Steve will be here with us in a few moments. Up until that moment of time, we will take a little break, and then Steve will be with us. We are having some fun, some enjoyment today. In fact, we are looking at words and phrases connected to having fun. All of that coming up right after this. There was Mr. Steve walking around in the rain, but don't worry, he had protection. Ooh, he is here.
Hello, hello, wonderful, wonderful people from across the globe. And hello again to you, Mr. Duncan, because we have been apart for a few hours while you've been preparing for this live stream. I've been doing lots of things outside.
Sunday is always a strange day, isn't it?
Yes.
Because we're always busy. Most people in England are actually being lazy and just lying around doing nothing. We have possibly, certainly these days, because Steve is no longer working, I think Sunday is probably one of the busiest days of the week for both of us now.
So busy, sweat from my brow. By the way, I've just noticed I was watching the live stream upstairs before I got changed. It's a bottle of cognac that Lewis has there.
Yes.
How lovely.
So it is. It is alcoholic.
By a great friend of mine who was in Brittany. His son has got a vineyard. Good grief, it sounds so cultured where Lewis is.
You know
Vineyards, cognac.
Lewis, I imagine there will be a queue of people now wanting to visit the vineyard, to be honest. So that's yes. Well, I didn't know what it was. I thought it was syrup, you see. I thought it was syrup to go with the grapes. But apparently it's not. Apparently it's alcohol.
Well, just as I said, it's so cultured. Sounds so cultured. Everywhere Lewis goes, there's culture. Culture. He'd be telling us next he's going to the opera, or something like that.
Okay.
Or dressing up in a bow tie and a dinner jacket to go somewhere really high class and cultured.
Well, that's it. When you're in France, everything is high class.
Everything is high class, slightly understated, culture, history, gravitas. It's all there. A far cry from football matches.
Okay.
Yes. Lewis is doing lots of work. He's got to complete it by the 20th of October, whatever that is. Must be some sort of maintenance.
Steve, Christina has a question for you. You have to go down a bit more.
Christina.
There.
There we go. What about your car? Well, what about my car? I noticed as well that Tomek asked the same question. Have you been saying something, Mr. Duncan?
Me? I haven't been saying anything, but yes. Yes, apparently a lot of people want to know about your car because... okay, I'm going to admit it. I did mention it.
I'm getting obsessed.
Steve has become a little bit obsessed, and this does happen sometimes, doesn't it?
I get obsessed. Well, because I'm not working, of course, now, I can do all those things which I've always enjoyed doing, but I've never had the time to do, like polishing the car.
But this is not polishing. Polishing is when you go outside and give your car a little bit of a rub to make it look clean. But Steve has taken cleaning your car to a new level of craziness.
Professional detailing, they call it. Detailing.
It's
not just a one-off polish. Well, I always used to love doing it. I always take great pride in my, what obsession I've got with cars.
Yes.
They've got to look nice. So the windows always get coated in this special solution so the water beads off. That's great in the winter. It's safe. But the bodywork, I haven't polished this car for 4 years because I've been so busy with work. And I've removed all the tar from it with special remover.
Yeah,
I've polished it twice.
This is it. Well, I'm going to explain from the start. Steve's ordered loads of things, different products, for making his car look like it's so shiny. When you look at it now, you have to wear sunglasses.
That's it. You could literally do your makeup in any of the panels. You could comb your hair if you had any. That is.
I was worried that you might actually rub all of the paint.
Water just beads off.
Beads
off.
So that's actually an action. Bead. If something beads, it means it runs away very easily.
It goes into little beads and then runs off.
Yes. So one thing is repelling another thing. The water will bead away. And there are many products you can buy nowadays for protecting your car and the windows especially. I think the worst part of a car to keep clean is the window. It's the hardest part, I think.
I just like doing it. It's good exercise as well for your muscles. Build up your muscles. All that polishing. Yes, it's looking lovely, and it should be now protected from the winter elements, and I just feel proud of it.
Yeah.
Mind you see, I gave up doing this years ago. Let me tell you about an incident.
Oh, okay.
That happened about.
Stand by, everyone.
Steve
is going to tell you a story of an incident.
An incident that upset me greatly and stopped me from ever polishing cars again.
Oh.
I used to do it. Done it ever since I had my first car when I was about 22. Polished them, everything, looked after them. And then one day I just finished. I got this lovely car. Beautiful deep blue colour, and I polished it one weekend. Spent all weekend doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Took it to Birmingham to stay with some friends. This was probably in around 2004, something like that.
I know what's coming.
Parked the car in Birmingham, came back, and somebody had smashed the side window and broken into the car. Not only that, they had obviously, to smash that side window, they must have used a rock because there was a huge dent in the door where they'd missed the first time and hit the door. So all that beautiful paintwork, all that work, and I was very upset by that. I made a vow. I said, I'm never going to bother polishing or doing anything to a car ever again, because it's too heartbreaking when you spend all that time. And another car, somebody's scratched a keel down the side of it as well. That was it. I said, never again. But I have relented.
Yes, go on. What does that mean?
That means I've gone back on what I said.
Yes.
If you relent, you think, oh no, maybe not.
You give it a second thought.
Give it a second thought. And I thought, no, I'm just going to do it. So hopefully, and I won't park it in Birmingham anymore.
No.
That it might get broken into.
So a little tip there. You are learning things today. Don't park your car in the centre of Birmingham if you've just given it a very high polish, because people will think that you might be very wealthy, you see.
Inaki uses a good phrase here. Hello, Inaki. I guess you are meticulous.
Yes, I think
that is a good word. That is a fantastic word.
I think that's a brilliant word
to introduce to everybody. Meticulous, yes. Fine details, doing everything, not just doing it ad hoc, just doing it to fine details, going over every little inch, every little square, meticulous.
Yes. I always think being meticulous can also be maybe a type of disorder.
Can be.
Yeah, because I think you can become too obsessed. That's what I thought was happening this week. I thought, well, that's it. Mr. Steve has finally flipped.
Well, I've got time now, time on my hands. Tomek asks, how does it feel being away from work? Do you miss it a bit? Yes, I do, actually. I do miss it. Well, the thing is, we've had, after I stopped working, a week later, as you all know, sadly, my mother died. So I've had a lot of things to think about in the last few weeks, in the month since that's happened. So I haven't really had chance to think about it too much, about not being in work. But yes, I'm not missing it as much as I thought I would. Thank you for asking. But I think, as the winter months progress, as there's less to do outside in the garden, I'll be twiddling my thumbs thinking, what am I doing? And I will probably miss talking to people at work, contacting my customers. I used to enjoy that, and I probably will miss it. And I might at that point start looking for another job, maybe.
Yeah.
Mr. Duncan doesn't want me to. He wants me to stay at home all the time.
It is your life choice. If there is one thing that I always say to Steve, it's up to you. It's your choice. If you are here, I'm happy. If you are working, I'm happy because you are happy. And that's it, you see. So as long as you're happy with whatever it is you're doing.
Well, I am happy at the moment. We've been walking into town.
Yes.
Having cups of coffee and all. It's been lovely in the lovely weather. Yes, Shafiq Daniel, is there a difference between meticulous and OCD behaviour?
Ooh, yes, that's
Oh, definitely.
Not necessarily though. You can. Yes,
No,
I think it's a very fine line. The balance is very fine. You can be meticulous, but I think when you become obsessed, that thing then takes over your whole life. It becomes everything. So you don't stop doing that thing, or maybe a habit that you can't break out of, and it starts to disrupt or damage your life in some way.
Well, that's OCD behaviour is like when you go out of your house and you keep going back to check that you've locked the door.
Yes.
Or you keep checking you've switched off a light switch. Meticulous just means you're spending a lot of time on a task, doing it very well to the finest detail.
That's it. You want to have pride in what you've done. You want to be able to enjoy the thing you've done. So quite often a person will be meticulous. Maybe a person who is creating things. Maybe if they are a person, an artist, maybe. They want to make sure the thing they are doing or producing is perfect. So they will be very meticulous. They will do it very carefully.
Yes.
But I think obsessive compulsion is when you go too far. So that is always a type of disorder. And normally it will cause some sort of negative disruption or effect on your life.
Yes, that's right. So, Mr. Duncan is meticulous in the way that he prepares his lessons, his recorded lessons to go out. He goes over it and over it to make sure the music is just right, everything is just right, perfect the way he wants it. You can do a report at work, and you can go through every word to make sure there aren't any spelling mistakes, that there aren't anything wrong with the report, everything's in there that you want. You're going over it with a fine-tooth comb, is another way of saying it. Just checking it for mistakes.
Yes.
And to make sure there's nothing wrong with it. But yes, meticulous, that's a good word. So thanks for that, Anarchy.
It is a good word. I like it. I like it a lot.
But people were talking about having a nap earlier, having afternoon naps.
Yeah.
Did you discuss that?
It's our new habit, you see.
Have you already discussed it?
Well, I was saying that over the past few nights I've had really good sleeps. So my sleeping pattern, my habit, has become very stable and very, I suppose, I wake up every morning and I really do feel as if I've had a good sleep. But we've also got into the habit of having a little sleep in the afternoon, and quite often people do in hot countries. When it's too hot to go outside, the best place to be is in a cool room, lying on the bed. I think so.
What is the meaning of OCD?
Yes,
A couple of people have asked.
obsessive compulsive disorder. So a person who develops habits that they can't stop doing, but also these habits take over their whole life. And quite often the habits also mean that maybe even the simplest task that they carry out during the day becomes much more than it normally is. You just gave a very good example, locking your door. So maybe the person will go back. The person with OCD will keep going back to check that the door is locked, and then they will do it again. Check, and then they go away, and then they go back again and still check. They really need to make sure to assure themselves that the door is locked, and that over time can become a type of disorder.
Whereas with my polishing the car, I've done it now, it's done. I was just meticulous in getting it, but I'm not going to keep going back to check
No.
that I've done it right. So it's, Some people wash their hands a lot as well because they're a bit obsessed with germs on their hands.
I think a lot of people are like that now.
And you can, in fact, I know somebody that does that. And they're always washing their hands, and they get sores all over their hands because they're constant. That's probably OCD.
Yes.
Because you obviously don't need to wash your hands that much. But it can become, I can imagine how that could happen. I mean, I'm a bit like that. People often say I'm a bit OCD with, as a bit of a sort of a light-hearted sort of joke.
Well, some people believe that they are, even if it's just a very small thing, but really that they don't. I think a lot of people like to label themselves with these things to get some sort of attention. So a lot of people say, "Oh, I'm so OCD," but they're not. They're not.
Yes.
When you get that sort of disorder, it takes over your whole life.
Yes. Some people say, "Oh, I'm a bit OCD with cleaning my bathroom sink or something, or the toilet, or it could be when you're locking your car. Even you lock your car, then did I lock it? Then you go back. I do that.
Yes,
I could say I'm a bit OCD with locking the car,
but you're not.
But it's not a disorder. It's just that I forget I've done it, and then
In that situation, you are just making sure. You are just checking. So that's very different from doing it 1,000 times every day in a certain way. So
speaking of fun,
Tomek, hello Tomek.
That he's pulled his tooth out this week. Well, that doesn't sound like fun to me.
Did you know that because of the rising prices of things, everything is becoming more and more expensive? You may have noticed. However, this is still free. This, by the way, is free. It doesn't cost anything. It costs us a lot to do it, but it doesn't cost you anything. So don't worry about that. Okay.
We've got somebody watching from Crimea today.
I was going to say a lot of people now are doing their own dentistry because they can't afford to go to the dentist. So they are pulling their own teeth out.
That's what Tomek's doing, obviously.
Yes. Sorry, Steve.
You could do your own ear syringing as well. We saw that on. No, don't do that.
Don't put anything in your ears.
Don't do your own ear syringing. Because you can damage, burst an eardrum.
Yeah.
But this was on. We watched a program last night, and it's true. In the UK, it's very difficult. You used to be able to get your ears syringed.
Okay. Nobody knows what you're talking about. By the way.
To get wax out of your ears. Sometimes people have this condition where the wax builds up in the ear, and you can't hear properly. So you have to go to the doctor and the nurse, and they do something and take the wax out. You used to be able to get it. You used to be able to get it done for free in the UK.
I think you still can.
Well, not only in some places. Most doctor surgeries have stopped doing it for free now. I know that because my mum used to have that done. You have to go and pay to have it done. But it's very tricky because you can get burst eardrums and things. So don't do that yourself.
Never put anything in your ears. Anything. Your finger, yes, I suppose your finger is okay. So I sometimes like to put my finger in my ear and have a little poke.
Cotton wool bud.
And then
bud.
Sometimes I like to smell my finger as well.
Disgusting.
Afterwards. I don't know why. I always find the smell of my earwax quite enjoyable. Is that weird?
That is weird. Yes, we have somebody watching from Crimea. But the name is Cyrillic, so I couldn't pronounce the name. Hello. You've been on the news. We saw that. What's happened to your bridge? No, that's a lot going on, isn't there?
Why are you laughing?
I'm not laughing.
Oh, okay.
But yes, it's nice to have you on, and it'd be nice to hear any comments that you want to make about what's happening or what's happened to your bridge.
Yes. Are we going to have World War III?
Well, according to...
I have to say, I've always wondered what it would be like. So,
really want to find out, Mr. Duncan.
I know that's the problem.
Well, it's fun today, Mr. Duncan, fun.
Okay.
We don't want to talk about war. Well, I started it. I know it's my fault.
It's you that kind of brought it up.
Yes, but anyway, it's exciting to have somebody watching from Crimea, I think.
I thought you were going to say it's exciting having World War Three. I mean, I suppose it is kind of exciting, but I wouldn't like to do it more than once.
Christina, even cotton wool buds in your ear is dangerous. That is true.
Never stick anything in your ears.
Because you can damage your eardrum, you can get infections, all sorts of things like that.
Yes. People ignore their ears, though. You never really think of your ears. They're there on the side of your head, on either side. Most people have them. But you never really think about them very much until they go wrong. And then suddenly the world is coming to an end because your ears have a problem. But yes, it's true.
Tomek, we keep talking about Tomek. He's mentioned about you, and we have discussed this, about you selling your merchandise, merch.
Yes.
Your T-shirt, and we have discussed this. In fact, we were only talking, we've spoken about it in previous weeks. Yes, we could sell mugs as well.
Well, let's just... Steve.
If you want one.
Steve, I have to be honest. A lot of people on YouTube over the years have done this, and they have got into a lot of trouble.
Why?
Because they can't sell the things. So it always appears to be a great thing when you think of merchandise. Maybe a Mr. Duncan cup, or maybe a Mr. Duncan hat. But when you think about it, why would you go around the streets in your local area wearing this? I mean, really, why? Why would you do it?
Maybe you're a teacher and you would like all your students to wear one.
Yes. That's a very small market.
If you would like, if we can get up to 100, then we'll do it.
No, it has to be more than that, Steve.
1,000 then.
Yes, it has to be at least 1,000, because there are overheads as well.
What's an overhead, Mr. Duncan?
An overhead is the expense of doing something. So whenever you do anything, certainly anything from a business point of view, there is always a certain amount of money that you have to spend yourself to operate and to get the materials. So this is a great idea. I didn't realise people would actually want this T-shirt, but we will see what happens.
Yeah, if you do, let us know.
But
if we get to a certain level, we can do it.
I do know from experience there are some YouTubers who have got themselves into a lot of problems.
Well,
because
be positive.
Because no, I'm not. Well, I'm not being negative. I'm just talking about other people's experiences. So yes, I'm a little wary. I'm not quite sure at the moment. But if we have 1,000 people who want one of my T-shirts, then maybe yes. But it has to be a lot of people, unfortunately, because that's the way it works.
Well, we don't know what the break even is, do we? We'll have to work. We'll have to work out the break
I know what it is.
Point.
It's about 1,000.
Right. Okay.
Yes.
Olga says, "Hello, Olga. It's interesting you're speaking about ear wax, because today I pulled a lot of wax from my son's ear."
Okay.
There you go. I would collect it, and then because of the energy problem we've got at the moment, collect all your earwax, make it into a candle, and then you can use that to save on electricity.
That sounds disgusting.
I wonder if it would work.
Maybe you could just put a wick inside your son's ear and just light it.
Yeah.
And he could walk around the house then with a little flame.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, apparently already there's a shortage of candles in this country. People have gone mad. They've gone crazy. They've all gone out because they think the electricity in the UK is going to start, going off. So they will be spending nights in darkness. So lots of people now have gone mad. They've gone crazy, as they always do. First it was toilet paper during coronavirus. And now we have the energy crisis. And lots of people have gone crazy buying candles.
Candles. What will happen is that people will buy candles. There will be a power cut, and then people will set fire to their homes.
Yes, that's it. You
by
see.
mistake.
Yes. So instead of having power cuts, we'll just have lots of house fires.
You'd be better off probably buying some batteries and getting some low energy torches.
Yes.
And rechargeable batteries. That I think that would be safer. Candles sound nice, but there are a lot of house fires every year caused by people who burn candles.
Yes.
Something to be wary of.
We're doing a lot of service today, by the way. We're giving lots of good advice. Don't put your finger in your ear or anything in your ear. Don't put it in too far. And also, if you are going to make sure you are prepared for your power cuts, use a torch or a battery-operated light instead of candles. So I think we're doing a very good job today. I think we deserve some sort of Nobel Prize for helping people.
Yes. Forgot what I was going to say then, Mr. Duncan. It's gone out of my head. They're talking about us having to have 3-hour power cuts.
Yes.
Because of not enough gas coming across.
Okay, let's not go into
but
that.
It's highly unlikely, and if it is, it's probably not going to be at night. So
they're saying
going out buying candles.
Well, they're saying in the evening, 3 hours in the evening between 4 and 7.
What, when you're cooking him tea?
Well, that's what I can't believe.
It's a stupid time to have a power cut.
The last time we had power cuts, when the electricity was purposely cut off around the country, was in the 1970s. So that's the last time it actually happened, was when everything... Well, in fact, thinking about it, the 1970s, at least the mid-1970s, are very similar to what we're experiencing now. Energy problems, energy shortages, everything became very expensive, lots of economic problems. So it is strange. We're having a very strange feeling of déjà vu at the moment. It would appear that we are reliving the 1970s.
Alia Azain says, we might wear your T-shirt while watching your lessons if you want to sell some.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Anyway, we will see what happens there. It's a very big commitment on my part.
Yeah, you've sort of done that before, haven't you?
Well, I've never actually done it before. I won't. Well, let's not go into that.
Right. Okay. Fun.
Brenda.
Happiness.
Hello, Brenda. Something happy. We have Brenda for the first time. Brenda Lamas. Hello to you, Brenda. Can I say hi and welcome? It's nice to see you here today.
From Argentina.
Argentina. We have a lot of people watching.
We do. From South America.
Yes. Brazil.
Argentina, Brazil. A lot of people. So you are not alone. You will have lots of friends, lots of...
Chile?
Yes. Really? I'm not. I'm fine. I'm quite warm, actually. That was a joke. Chile. If you say you're chilly, that's a country. But if you're chilly, it means you're cold. It's an English word. Doesn't it, Mr. Duncan? Well, we've got to explain these things.
The spelling is different.
The spelling is different, but the pronunciation is the same.
Yes. They are homophones.
Pardon? Yes.
That's true. That's what it is. Two words that sound similar. They sound the same.
Palmyra says, I avoid eating apples in bed. I wonder why.
What? There is a sentence I did not expect to hear today. I like eating apples in bed.
No, I avoid doing it, says Palmyra.
Probably, yes. It's probably good. Because I don't know why.
Oh, yes. An apple could have come out of your ears, says Saturino. Something to do with the wax.
Well, that's what my mother used to say to me.
What?
My mother used to say to me, your ears are full of wax. She said that there are carrots growing inside your ears. That's what my mum used to say to me. I don't know why. I mean, first of all, it's physically impossible to have carrots growing inside your ears, but that's what my mum used to say.
To children, isn't it?
Yes, what they say to children.
Ah, yes. Christina says that if you have a Turkish bath, and we would say sauna, so lots of steam, that improves the earwax situation.
Oh, I see.
Yes. because it will loosen it up, won't it?
Will it all fall out?
Maybe it will. Maybe it's very slippery inside a Turkish bath because
Yes.
everyone's earwax is coming out,
It all melts.
and you might slip up on the floor.
You end up looking like a melted candle.
Yes, you've got all these sort of dribbles of wax coming out of your ear. But you have to sort of soften it. I mean, my mother used to have this problem. She used to have to put oil drops in to soften the wax. And so it must be a similar thing. Going into a steam. Yeah, we'll have to get one, Mr. Duncan. Not that we've got earwax problems.
No, I don't.
It's not something I suffer from, thankfully.
Everything else is going wrong with my ears. I have tinnitus that sometimes gets on my nerves, especially at night. I can hear in my
You've got a
ear,
bit of that, haven't you? Yes.
in my ear.
Earwax heals cold sores, says Anna. Interesting.
Oh dear.
So straight out of here and then onto there.
Or maybe you have to get somebody else's earwax. You have to go up to somebody in the street and you have to say, "Could I have some of your earwax, please?"
We've got Alcaldia from Colombia. I've probably pronounced your name incorrectly. Alcadia Albania sorry, I can't pronounce your
Laguajira.
from Colombia. So there we go. Somebody else from South America.
We do. We have a
Colombia
big...
is in South America, isn't it? I mean, I might look stupid by saying that.
Yes. I mean, you look stupid saying, "Is it?"
Well, I don't know. I'm not 100% familiar with the
Colombia
geography.
is definitely yes. Yes, I can assure you.
Christine is suffering from tinnitus as well. It's quite common. Probably all your days in nightclubs when you were younger and when you were doing radio
Or maybe just
with
doing
the headphones.
maybe just doing this live stream with you shouting in my ear.
We'll have to get like a plastic sort of baffle.
Okay.
They do that now in orchestras because if some of the say you're in an orchestra and you've obviously got the brass instruments like the trumpets.
The trumpets are very loud.
And the yes, well, they now put these baffles up, these plastic screens, so that the people in front of the brass instruments don't get ear problems from the noise of that. Same with the drums.
Yeah, you see it quite often in bands.
Yes.
Quite often the drum section, the drummer will be behind some sort of screen because the other musicians are very close to the impact, the actual sound of the drum. So it causes a percussive reaction. And if you have that for too long or too many times, it can really mess your ears up.
Yeah, like if you're working in any noisy environment, say you're working on digging roads and you've got a pneumatic drill, or in a factory, people used to go. So that could be why you've got a bit of that tinnitus or tinnitus.
Yes, or deafness.
Because of a bit of ear. I used to. Here's an interesting story about earwax.
It better be.
It's interesting and it's fun.
Good.
Right. So when I used to go to nightclubs, the next day your hearing is gone a bit, hasn't it? So your hearing is being reduced the next day. You're aware it takes a. So I got into the habit thinking I don't want my hearing to decrease as I get older or be damaged. So I used to buy these earplugs, these wax earplugs, which you can buy from a chemist.
Yeah, when you say wax, though, it's not somebody else's earwax.
No, it looks like sort of white. You can get these sort of foam things to put in your ears
So
as well.
this is a fun story.
Well, I'm saying it's fun. It is. Bear with me. I didn't like the foam ones because they're bright yellow and they look stupid in a nightclub. So I used to buy these wax ones. They're little wax sort of cylinders, and you mould them and you push them into your ear, and it just takes all the, it protects your ears against the sound of the loud music.
Okay.
So I used to do this every time I went out to a nightclub. But one day, when you get hot, they get very soft, and one morning I couldn't get it out. It had gone right inside my ear, this wax from this ear defender they call it, and I had to go to the doctors, and then I was referred to the hospital because they couldn't get it out because it had gone solid in my ear, and I had to go and have somebody with a pair of tweezers pull it out of my ear.
This is your fun story.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. It was fun because we were laughing at the fact that I'd done something to try and protect my ears from the sound.
Yes.
And yet I got the wax stuck in my ear. So you've got to be careful.
We get the irony.
But your hearing's pin sharp. You can hear everything. You can.
A lot of people wake up the next morning after going to a nightclub and they find a lot of strange things stuck in various parts of their body.
Yeah, so you can buy, Lewis, you can actually buy from the chemist these ear defenders, they're called.
Okay.
And they are made of wax. You can get the foam ones, but you can also get wax ones. And they are designed, they're better than the foam ones. And they're discreet as well, you can't see them. Whereas the foam ones are bright yellow, they stick out and you look stupid.
Are you being sponsored by them?
No. But you can definitely get these. The wax is very high. It's a bit like candle wax, but it's softer, and you can mould it.
Yes.
So it's a real thing. But you've got to be careful not to push it in too far.
So after spending 40 minutes telling people not to stick things in their ears, Mr. Steve tells you that he likes sticking things into his ears.
Well, I think I just put it too far in.
It went too far in, yes.
Well, people, yes, there were. Tomek says earwax stories are fun. Now, did you contemplate, Mr. Duncan, that today we might end up talking about earwax?
No.
There's always some surprise on the live stream.
There is.
There's always some subject we didn't plan to talk about, but because of you wonderful people on here, then we can suggesting all these things to us. Then we end up talking about all sorts of different subjects.
We are having fun today. It might not look like it. It might not look like it where you are sitting at the moment, but we are having fun today. I hope you're enjoying yourself. This morning...
Darius wants to buy boxer shorts with your face on.
Boxer shorts with my face on the front or
Darius.
the back. Maybe they want my face on the back to remind them where their arse is. Because my face, you see. Forget it. Talking of underpants, here's Mr. Steve in the garden this morning in his underpants.
Oh, Mr. Duncan, why are you showing that? Don't show that, Mr. Duncan.
There's Mr. Steve in the garden this morning in his underpants. I don't know what he was doing with those cows, but he looks very excited.
I thought... Mr. Duncan. Well, okay. That's fun. I suppose that is fun.
That is fun.
That is fun.
You mean that? Mr. Steve in his underpants in the garden. Why were you walking around the garden this morning in your underpants?
Well, I was not fully dressed and I saw the cows, you see, in the garden, eating the grass cuttings that I put out for them because I cut the grass yesterday, hopefully for the last time.
Okay, good.
Before winter. And I'm always excited when the cows come out. So... I went out and had a look at them, and I hadn't got any. I couldn't be bothered to go upstairs, and oh God, I look like a. Anyway, yes. Oh, Mr. Duncan,
what are you wearing? Are those underpants?
I'm not going to say what they are.
I think they are underpants.
I'm not going to say what they are.
Mr. Steve is walking around the garden in his underwear. And we wonder why the neighbours always complain about us.
Belarusia says, hello and goodbye. I'm in the street waiting for the rain to... I'm on holiday.
Yes.
I'm in Mar del Plata.
Yes, we know, because we looked earlier. Would you like to see? Here is Claudia on the beach, Mr. Steve.
Look at that.
There she is.
She's having fun.
Claudia is on the beach.
Having fun.
Having fun.
She's having fun. Look at that. I'm jealous.
Yeah.
I'm jealous.
I said that earlier. We're very jealous because we want to have a holiday, but it looks as if we're not going to have a holiday.
Well, we were thinking of going abroad.
It's not looking good. It's already mid-October. And to be honest with you, the weather in Europe is not great at this time of year. I will be honest with you.
Oh, thank you, Christina.
What's that?
Christina says, I've got beautiful legs.
A lot of people do. You shouldn't be so worried then, should you, about your journey into the garden this morning in your underpants? See, you shouldn't worry about it. It's probably going to get us lots of new viewers like this, you see. So there is Mr. Steve talking to the cows this morning in his underwear. And the cows don't look very interested for some reason.
I know the cows don't appreciate my legs at all.
No, they don't.
They're sturdy runner's legs, those are.
Are they?
Years of cross-country running.
Okay.
Although it's played havoc with my hips.
Yes. Mr. Steve, at the moment, has an obsession with his hips. He believes he believes that maybe his hips are starting to wear away. So he's a little bit worried. He might have to have his hips replaced.
I'm thinking, I'm going to book myself in, because there's a 2 to 3 year waiting list in the UK to have your hips replaced.
Yes, well, that's it.
So I need to, get to the doctor and say, book me in now.
Book your place now.
Because I think in 2 to 3 years' time, I'm going to be hobbling around with sticks.
Yeah.
Because of all the running I've done in my formative years, over many years, has worn my hips away. I don't think it's that serious, actually. But I've got to be careful. But yes, so fun, Mr. Duncan. Oh, don't do a close-up, Mr. Duncan, please.
What? So, what if anyone went past walking their dog?
Well, yes. The neighbour could have seen me.
They would have been outraged by that sight. That's almost obscene. There are people that hang around local parks doing that, and there is Mr. Steve taunting the cows.
Yes, Inaki, I will do that. You will have to take a video shot from Mr. Duncan behind his back without him knowing.
Oh, yes.
And so an embarrassing one.
Ah.
But the thing is, Inaki, I wouldn't know how to put it on. Mr. Duncan has full control. So I therefore...
That's just...
I think that's why the cows came over, because they obviously saw me,
Yes.
In my underwear.
They must have thought you were the bull. I don't know how, though.
Mr. Duncan, we're not going to go there, although it is fun. We're having fun.
Fun. We're talking about fun today. Fun things. Do you like to have fun? I know I do sometimes. Apparently, Mr. Steve is rowdy. I'm not sure if Mr. Steve is rowdy. he might be causing some distress to the local wildlife.
Fun. We're having fun. That's it. That's all it is.
Although, if there is a hungry bird nearby, there might be a little worm for them to bite into. You see, I just love that. I don't even know what you're doing there.
Well, I was just trying to touch the cow because I like to make contact with my fellow creatures.
And that, my lord, the judge and the prosecution is Mr. Steve's defence.
I'd like to hug a cow, but they don't seem to like it.
No, they don't.
Whenever you try, they sort of run off.
Especially when you're in your underpants.
Yes, maybe they think I'm going to try and do something inappropriate to them.
Oh, dear. Okay. Now, shall we just leave that there? Right there?
I don't know what happens if you do things to animals that you're not supposed to.
What?
Can the police be called?
Yes, it's illegal.
Is it?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Very, very illegal. Can we talk about earwax again?
I know that now.
Suddenly, earwax seems like a much more interesting subject than what Steve was heading towards there. Anyway, we've all seen your underwear today.
Omar in Colombia as well. 2 people from Colombia, South America. Oh, yes, we like to know where you all are. We like to know.
I was touched yesterday.
What? Did you call the police?
I was touched deeply.
Oh, you mean touched in an emotional way?
My heart skipped a beat because your sister sent something lovely as a thank you gift for my support during your recent bereavement and the things I helped to do during the funeral service. And I received this yesterday from Steve's sister. Isn't that lovely? A box of biscuits. And on the front it says thank you, written out in lovely icing letters. Isn't that great? So I haven't eaten those yet. But I can guarantee later on I will be eating those. So thank you very much to Janice Mr. Steve's sister, for sending those yesterday to me with a lovely personal message as well. And I have to say, I was moved.
Yes, Mr. Duncan, have you explained what you did at the funeral?
I've explained some of it, but I don't really want to talk too much about it.
No, so
but I did record. I did film the funeral service for your mother because many relatives couldn't get along to see it.
And so Mr. Duncan filmed it. Well, you set the cameras up and then you sat down, obviously, with me.
Okay, yes.
So
and then I edited the film afterwards.
And we were able to send that to particularly Mum's brothers and sisters, her siblings, who, because of their elderly, couldn't travel all the distance, and they've really appreciated it. And my sister sent that as a thank you.
Yes, so I thought that was really nice. It is sometimes you do things you don't think that you're going to get something in return. Quite often I do things and I don't think, oh, one day I will get some sort of reward. I don't think about that. So I did that because I thought it was the right thing to do, because many people could not attend your mother's funeral. So
That's
I thought,
right.
Record it, film it.
And those are biscuits
and
we can eat.
Well, the strange thing is we might actually have a business idea there. Maybe that's something we could start doing, filming funerals for people.
That sounds like fun.
Yes. Well, at least it's easier to control the crowds. You never have any drunk behaviour at a funeral. Everyone's normally very still and quiet. So I would imagine the environment must be very good. But yeah, maybe it could be a big thing.
Victoria, yes, it could be.
Yeah.
Victoria says, lovely present. She must be as nice as her brother. Thank you. Well, my sister and I, my mother said, you know what siblings are like, brothers and sisters? They don't always get on.
No.
And they have sort of arguments or differences of opinion.
Yes.
But my mother said, when she was in hospital not long before she passed, she said, I don't want you two, meaning me and my sister, to argue. So we have been very good. I mean, we are quite opposite in character.
Yes, I think so. I think that's fair to say.
But we haven't argued at all over anything to do with the funeral, and we're not going to, because, you know, that's all I've got left is my sister now. Because, you know, my father's died, my mother's died, I've only got my sister. So we've got to get on.
Yes, that's it.
We mustn't fall out, we mustn't argue.
No.
And we must talk things out. If we've got differences of opinion. But that's not very fun, is it?
No, this is not.
Right, back to fun. Fun.
What?
I'm having fun.
Yes, okay then. I'm just watching the viewers start to disappear. Talking of fun and talking of having holidays, because we looked earlier at some lovely holiday photographs. Do you remember the time we went to the beach? We had quite a lot of fun there.
Yes.
A strange thing about that, a lot of people think we rehearse all of these things that we film. Can I just say we don't? We don't rehearse any of this. Everything we do is just completely spontaneous, whether it is live or recorded. I'm thirsty. I'm very thirsty.
Well, yes, you've got to keep up your hydration, Mr. Duncan. Oh, that's not fun, though. Yeah, no, yes, you drink water, it's fun. Fun, everything's fun. Right, yes, what have we got here? A joke from Vitas. Yes, that's it. We're relying on you, Vitas, for lots of fun jokes.
Mm.
And if anyone else has any sort of moments of fun in their lives that they would like to share with us,
Yes.
then we will read them out.
Or anything.
Just anything that's fun.
Anything.
Like that was fun on the beach. Although I seem to remember we were arguing before we actually filmed that. Isn't it strange what a photograph can paint a picture, you can see a picture of somebody and they're smiling, but you have no idea what happened before that photograph or after it.
I remember that day. It was a very strange day when we went to the beach because, well, first of all, I've never filmed on a beach before. Never done it before. So I was feeling a little nervous anyway, because if you've ever been on the beach, you will know that if it is windy, there is sand blowing everywhere. So I was a little bit nervous about my equipment that I was using on the beach because the sand will get everywhere. It can get into your machinery and your technology and break it. But yes, I was a little bit nervous and on edge. But we are now talking about fun things. Would you like to have some fun? I must be honest with you. During these very strange, unpredictable times, we all need a little smile, don't we?
We do.
We do.
The more the merrier, as they say.
Yes, definitely.
So what have you got for us, Mr. Duncan?
What have I got for you? Well, you can ask that, and I will answer it. Fun and enjoyment, words and phrases. Also today, well, we're asking when you last had some fun. To have fun is to enjoy an experience. So anything. It can be any experience. It doesn't have to be something fantastic. It doesn't have to be something really amazing. It can be just something, maybe if you're sitting on your own, having a cup of tea. That can be fun. It's just nice to relax. So fun can be any experience that you are actually enjoying. Something is fun. It's fun. It's nice. It's a pleasant moment of time. It gives you some pleasure. So to have fun is to enjoy. You enjoy an experience.
Maybe enjoy it like a child would enjoy something.
Yes.
When I think of fun, I think of children playing with no self-consciousness at all.
Mm.
They're just doing what comes naturally, what they want to do. They're laughing, they're having fun. They're playing outside, and they're not worrying what other people think, because children they haven't developed that self-consciousness, which blights a lot of adults as they go through puberty, because you suddenly become very self-conscious of your appearance and everything you do. And that's something that, to an extent, that has affected me.
Sometimes for the rest of your life as well.
Always sort of worrying what other people are thinking when you're doing something, or what you wear, or how you pronounce words, or just anything that you do, and that takes the fun out of things.
Yes.
I always envy people who can live in the moment spontaneously. They're not thinking about how they might be perceived or what other people are thinking. They're just having fun and just let themselves go.
I think I live more in the moment, whereas you tend to drift away and worry about things.
I'm always up here thinking, overthinking things.
Yes.
It's like when I go for a walk with you sometimes, Mr. Duncan.
Yes.
We'll walk for like half an hour into town, and we've gone through all these lovely fields over the hills, and I haven't seen any of it, because I'm thinking about what I want to do up here, or worrying about something. And
but at least with your new period of relaxation, now you don't have your job to worry about. I think you are improving.
You can't have fun unless you're relaxed, unless you stop worrying what other people think about what you're doing.
I think so.
That's what I like about these live streams, Mr. Duncan. We have fun because I haven't got time to think about any worries in my life.
No.
Because I'm on camera, people are watching. So I can be myself, spontaneous, I can just be me. And because I'm living in the moment, which is very rare for me. People see me like this, all sort of fun and happy.
Yeah. Okay.
Quite often,
You're
most
giving
of the time, I'm
now
miserable.
I don't think you're
That's
always
true.
like no.
That's not true.
Okay, Steve. I don't know what you're on about now.
Unique Life Design says happiness is an art. You have to learn how to be happy. Yes, you have to forget about yourself.
I think it's more about relaxing. It's very strange.
Yes.
We often think of relaxing as being still or doing nothing. But in fact, you can relax whilst doing things, which seems like those two words don't go together, but they do. You can be active and relaxed at the same time. So it's more about the attitude that you have towards the thing you are doing. So it's not necessarily about relaxing and staying still or calm. It's also about enjoying that moment as well. So relaxation, relaxing when you are doing something, is not being out of that moment, but in the moment. You are enjoying yourself. You're enjoying the experience. A fun event or experience is fun. The thing is fun. You are describing that thing as fun. And we can think of many things that we do that are fun. Maybe a party, maybe some sort of reunion with your friends or relatives.
Going to the fair,
Yes.
riding on the dodgems,
Yes.
or going the ghost train, or going to those mirrors that distort your appearance.
The House of Mirrors.
House of mirrors, or they make you look fatter or thinner or strange. That's fun.
Yes.
Of course, alcohol helps to relax you, doesn't it?
Well,
You tend to have fun at a party if you have something to drink sometimes. Some people need that,
Yes.
other people don't.
we call it Dutch courage. It's a great expression. A person,
yes.
a person who needs Dutch courage is a person who needs something to reinforce their confidence or to give them a little bit of courage in some way, and we call it Dutch courage. And I always find that very strange.
Well, I think it's because we see the Dutch as as having been very courageous, and Dutch courage. If you say it if you're going to make a speech,
Yes.
or you're going to do a performance where there is pressure on you, people are watching, then the Dutch courage is to have a little drink of whiskey or something like that, just to relax you a bit.
Yes.
They call it Dutch courage, having some alcohol.
So you're not trying to get drunk, but you are just trying to I feel better now. I feel slightly more courageous.
Yes.
You need something just to make you feel more.
So Tomek is, must be always full of courage.
Okay.
Because we call it, I don't know why we call it Dutch courage, but we must think of the Dutch as being, courageous and always relaxed and not getting nervous. So that alcohol, we call it Dutch courage.
I hope.
Give you the courage of a Dutchman.
I'm not sure
woman,
either,
or
but
woman.
okay. But I hope it's not a negative thing.
No, it's not. It's not
Is
a
it?
negative
Oh,
thing.
okay. You seem pretty sure of that.
Liquid courage, says Nitram. Yes.
Yes.
That's another way of saying liquid courage. It means alcohol.
Yes.
Dutch courage means alcohol.
That's it. Just something, just to not to get you drunk or intoxicated, but just something. It just gives you a little bit more confidence before you do something.
Here's a left of field comment.
I left a field unexpected.
Unexpected comment that has no relation to anything else we're talking about at the moment. Tom says, what happened to the bakery shop in Much Wenlock?
Well, it closed down for a while and then someone else took it over. But the bread in there is not as nice, have to be honest. But there is a new place that's opened, a cafe, that we've become rather addicted to because they have the most amazing food that they make themselves and the most delicious coffee. So we don't go to the bakery anymore because the bread is not so good, unfortunately. We don't like to say that, but it isn't as good as it used to be.
No, we don't
But
go there.
there is a lovely cafe that we go, and we always have a fun time when we go there. You have a fun time, or you are having fun. So you have a fun time. It means the period of time that you are doing something is enjoyable, or you are having fun. And that means during that activity, you are enjoying yourself. You are enjoying the experience. You are having fun.
So Vitas says that he's been retired for a long time. Do you have a lot of fun? Because, I might retire if I don't fancy getting another job. Is it something that, is worth doing?
Yes.
Or are you having lots of fun in your retirement?
I don't think any of these things are necessarily negative. I don't think they're necessarily negative things. It is always. It's always the same thing. It's your own attitude towards it, towards anything that happens to you, or even your own life, the whole of your existence. It is all about your own way of looking.
Tomek says, I use a different substance to gain confidence and settle my nerves. Well, you are Dutch.
I think what?
Well, Amsterdam and all that.
Okay.
But yes, we've been to Amsterdam. Yes, exactly. Well, why not? Why not? We are not here to criticise or to judge in any way, shape or form, because it's fun today, fun.
Or encourage.
But if we ever do meet up...
We're not here to encourage you either.
If we ever do meet up in Paris, whatever that substance is, bring some with you.
Yeah, I think you might find the attitude in Paris is a little different.
I'm joking. It's fun, Mr. Duncan.
Okay,
I'm just
Steve.
having fun.
Anything else illegal that you want to encourage?
I'm not necessarily saying that, I'm just having fun. You're just having fun.
Fun is the sensation of enjoyment. So the feeling you have. And it is strange. It is a very physical thing. I think fun is physical. It goes through your body. You feel fun.
Yes.
You feel the fun moment. You feel the emotion of having fun. Maybe something that you weren't expecting. Maybe a surprise. Maybe a party that you weren't expecting.
Surprise fun.
Yes.
How about this? Oh,
that was very.
I was hoping the tickling would make you laugh. That's fun.
That was very enjoyable.
When you suddenly tickle somebody, that's fun.
That is the most physical attention I've had from Mr. Steve for about 15 years.
He's obviously got no sensation at all on his body.
I've
just
become,
stood there.
Well, that's it. I've become completely desensitized because I never get touched in any way. I mean, Mr. Steve has to go into the garden now in his underpants, you see, and attempt...
See, that was fun.
That was fun.
Oh, don't do that again.
You look like you're having fun there, Steve, in your underpants in the garden with the cows, for some reason.
I don't think we'll go there anymore.
If there are any psychiatrists watching, maybe you can work out what that's all about. Fun is the sensation. It is a feeling that you have when something good is happening. It goes right through your body, you might say. Your heart will maybe beat faster. Maybe your breathing will increase, and you feel the sensation of enjoyment. You enjoy the moment. You enjoy the experience. So quite often the moment is actually that period of time when it is happening. But the experience is the feeling of doing it. So even though they look like the same thing, they are actually very different. So the moment is the period of time that you are having fun in. The experience is the thing you are actually doing, the feeling of doing it. So it is interesting to see the differences there between those two things. Oh, here's one we can do, Steve. You let your hair down.
Well, yes, we don't mean it literally, of course.
No.
It's, what would be the phrase for that, Mr. Duncan? It's figurative, isn't it?
It is?
It's figurative.
It's an idiom.
It's an idiom, right? Because obviously women often... Men don't tend to have long hair very much these days.
Not anymore.
They used to. But women typically will, if they've got long flowing hair, they will often tie it up, maybe into a bun, or they will tie it up. And of course, that means you might be at work, you could be serious, you could be doing your job of work. But then if you let your hair down, if you take out those elastic bands and let the hair flow down, that means you're relaxing. and you're having fun. And let your hair down.
Yeah.
Have some fun.
Yes.
Don't be all buttoned up and tight. If you're buttoned up, it means you don't have any fun. You're all sort of serious all the time. And if you're buttoned up, it means everything's everything's buttoned up. You're being very, very prim and proper and conservative.
You're keeping everything inside.
You're hiding your body. All that sort of thing. Keeping everything in. You've got to let it all out. Let your hair down. Let it all out. Undo your shirt. Go into the garden in your underwear. That sort of thing.
Yes. You mean like this?
But of course, to let your hair down, to have fun, you've got to be relaxed and you've got to stop being self-conscious, haven't you? You've got to stop thinking about, if I do that, what will people think? What do I look like when I do that? I better not wear that because people might think, or I better not have too many drinks.
Okay, Steve. It's becoming a diatribe.
To let your hair down.
This is where I'm getting my tinnitus from. It's from Steve talking, bumping his gums.
Lewis says, paint the town red.
That's another one?
That's another one, yes. If you paint the town red, what does that mean, Mr. Duncan?
Yes, well, you go out and have a great time.
Yes.
Maybe you go to some bars or a club, or maybe you enjoy some entertainment. You go out and you paint the town red.
I should think Lewis does that after he has a few swigs of that. Was it brandy or was it?
It's
cognac.
Cognac.
A few swigs of that, and out he goes to paint the town red.
Yes.
Don't know where that comes from, actually.
I don't. We don't know, so we won't.
It just means to go out, relax, and have fun.
Have fun. A chance to have fun. There are many opportunities to have fun. You might go to a party. You might be at a celebration of some sort. To have fun. So there are many situations you might find yourself in where there is fun taking place. There is also a chance that you might be doing something that is frightening, or maybe something that might cause you to become afraid or frightened. But it can also be fun. So it is possible to derive enjoyment or fun from something that might also be a little scary as well. So maybe you are doing something dangerous, but also you get some fun from that experience, the actual physical feeling, the adrenaline going around your body, maybe the excitement that comes with it. You can say, that was fun. That was fun. I just jumped off the side of a cliff attached to a piece of elastic. That was fun, even though at the time I was so frightened and afraid, and yet it was also fun. And I suppose another word, Steve, is exhilarating.
Exhilarating.
Something that, it gives you a thrill, but also it makes you feel a little excited or maybe slightly uncomfortable at the same time. It's exhilarating.
Anarchy says, let your hair down or throw caution to the wind.
That's a good one.
Caution to the wind. You would say throw caution to the wind. So it just means that you're not thinking about the negative things that could happen if you have fun.
That's it.
You because you might think, if I have a few drinks, but I might get a hangover the next day, or I might make myself look silly. So you're being cautious if you do that. I'm not going to run around looking stupid because people think I'm silly.
That's it.
So throw caution to the wind, yes. And yes. Tomek says, have the time of your life, have a blast, or have a ball.
Yeah, have a great time, have a blast.
Have a ball. Just means you're going to just go out, relax and have fun with whatever substance that you want to partake in at the same time, which is definitely going to be brought to Paris.
Yes. Well, I'm looking forward to spending a night in a Paris police cell. Nitram says, I've had the time of my life. No, I've never felt like this before. That's a good one. Yeah, that's a song, that is. It's a song. And they're having the time of their life. They're having fun.
Who actually, you'll know, I'm sure you know, Mr. Duncan, who actually sang that song or wrote it.
Great. That's it. Just, you love putting me on the spot.
Well, you normally know all these. It sounds like an
I've
80s song.
The time of my life, and I owe it all to you. I can't. I want to say Jennifer Warnes and who is the other guy? Who was the other guy? I can't remember his name, but it was a big hit in the 80s, and it was taken from a movie called, was it Dirty Dancing? I believe it was Dirty Dancing. Dirty Dancing. I don't know what Dirty Dancing is.
Somebody will look it up for us.
It doesn't sound.
And put it on the live.
It doesn't sound very hygienic to me. If you are at a celebration or maybe a recreational event, maybe sport, perhaps you are playing a certain type of sport, you are involved in a sporting activity.
Bill Medley.
Oh, that's right.
Thank you, Anna.
Bill Medley, but I think it was Jennifer Warnes as well. Am I right? Am I half right? Please give me 50% correct, at least. Please allow me to keep some of my dignity. For goodness.
I never liked that song.
Yes.
It sort of dragged on a bit for me. It's a bit slow.
Yeah.
But no, we haven't got the other singing yet. We've got Bill Medley.
A person.
Yes, Anna says yes, it was.
Yes. Oh, thank goodness for that. So I was 50% correct.
That's a good name for a singer, isn't it? Bill Medley. Because a medley is a collection of songs, isn't it?
If you sing one song, but that song contains lots of different pieces or parts of other songs,
yes,
it is a medley.
If you go from one song to another, doing short excerpts, so to speak, of each song, and you might do 5 or 6 songs. It's a medley. They all follow one after another without a break in between.
Yes, a person might let go.
Dirty Dancing, yes, it was.
A person might let go. They let go. You let yourself go and have fun. So a person will stop being
self-conscious
or inhibited.
Inhibited.
I like that word. You have inhibitions. A person who has inhibitions, they have things that they would never dare do. They would never do those things like, I don't know, for example, stand in the garden in your underpants like that. So maybe they would, maybe they wouldn't. A person might let go. You let yourself go and have some fun. So I think that's a nice way of describing it, to be honest.
Just let yourself go. And again, we're back to things that can help you to do that. Certain substances.
Oh, Steve. All right, Steve. Yeah, once.
But sometimes some people need that little bit of Dutch courage.
Yes. Once is okay mentioning it because that's in relation to something else that a person said. But now you're just bringing it up on your own. And I have to say, I think you might be...
It's fun. We're having fun. It's all fun.
A lively event often leads to fun.
Like this live stream, you mean?
Yeah, I think this is fun.
Yes.
Is it fun? Is this fun?
Are you having fun today? That's what we want to know.
Maybe we shouldn't be saying that because I think the more you try to make something fun, the less enjoyable it becomes because you're trying so hard to do it.
We should have got balloons and those things that you blow that make a noise at parties.
Okay.
Don't they? What are they? They unroll, don't they?
I'm not sure what you are blowing at parties, but I don't think I want to know.
That's fun.
A lively event often leads to fun.
What do you call those? You get them in crackers and you blow them and they... What do you call them? I don't know what they're called. That's fun.
They sound like kazoos.
Yes.
But they're not. Yes, I know what you mean. You blow into them and it rolls out.
Yes. And makes a noise. We should have got some of those because we're not really doing anything to have fun, are
Do we still have those?
I think so.
I can't remember the last time I saw one of those. I don't know what they're called, by the way. Party whistles, maybe party whistles. A lively event can lead to fun. I hope today you are having fun. I hope you are feeling joy.
Vitas is.
I hope you are having some enjoyment. And here's an interesting word.
Alfian is.
Oh, here's an interesting... Yes, I'm showing something on the screen now, Steve. Fun. You are having joy. You experience joy. You have enjoyment. You are enjoying a moment. You have frivolity. I like that word. Frivolity. You are enjoying that moment. You are being playful. You are having
Frivolous.
a good time. So frivolity means you are not taking things too seriously. You are having fun.
And that word can be used negatively as well. So somebody might say, stop being so frivolous. So, sometimes it's inappropriate to be having too much fun.
Yes.
Maybe you're laughing and joking all the time at a work meeting or something. And somebody says, oh, stop being so frivolous. So you're making silly comments and things. Sometimes it can be inappropriate.
Yes.
But in this context of having fun, it means having fun.
Yes. Being playful, enjoying yourself.
That's it, laughing, joking at anything.
But you have to be careful when you are enjoying yourself. You have to make sure that you are having fun and enjoying yourself at the right moment, not a moment that is inappropriate.
In Spanish, says Inaki, we call it the mother-in-law killer.
What?
Having fun, I presume.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Well, mother-in-laws, they're always the butt of jokes, aren't they?
Yes,
Because
but I don't understand what that actually refers to. The mother-in-law killer.
Yeah, what is the mother-in-law killer then? Inaki?
I can understand what you're saying.
Must
but
be one of the words that we had on there previously. Which word was that, Inaki? Which word in Spanish do you call the mother-in-law killer? Which word did Mr. Duncan put up?
Some people do not like to have fun. This person here, by the way.
I'd like to have fun.
Oh,
It depends on who I'm with.
You have your moments. I suppose we all have our moments. I think so. Some people do not like to have fun. They are unwilling to enjoy the moment. Maybe they are a person who just wants to sit and watch people. Maybe they are at a party and they don't feel like joining in with the fun. So
that person could be described, as Tomek has put it, as a stick in the mud.
They could, I suppose.
A stick in the mud is a person who tries to prevent other people having fun. A stick in the mud. Well, yes, they don't have fun. If you're a stick in the mud, I don't know where that phrase comes from.
Well, it's something that won't move. It's just stuck. So imagine it's on the screen now, by the way.
Oh, you've got that one.
Yes.
You had that, you see.
So if someone is behaving like a stick in the mud, it means they are stuck in that place. They don't move. So it's showing. Once again, we are using it figuratively, but we are showing that that person isn't doing anything. They are a bit of a stick in the mud. They are maybe boring or unhappy. A dour person.
Dour.
So there is a great word on the screen now. A dour person does not want to have fun.
Where is that? I can't see it.
Dour.
Oh, there it is,
There
yes.
it is. Just there.
Dour is a person who is always serious and never lets themselves go and doesn't have fun. Dour. So do you know somebody like that at work who, or maybe in the family, that whenever you meet them, they're always never laughing, never smiling, don't seem to have any fun. Maybe they don't know how to or don't want to. They're dour. Usually used to describe a woman, actually, isn't it?
Inaki, can I just say that thing, you know the thing you blow and goes, beep?
Yes.
Apparently that is the mother-in-law killer.
Ah, right.
It's true. I'm more confused than I was before. That does not clear anything up. I still don't know why it's called that. Anyway,
Presume that when you blow it does it surprise the mother-in-law, and it's a figurative phrase.
Yes.
It's not literally killing the mother-in-law.
No. So maybe it might give her a
A
surprise.
shock. Is that what it is? Is that what it is?
It gives her a shock or a surprise.
Last time I had fun, says Christina, obviously apart from today on the live stream,
This is really fun.
was during a concert of the Rolling Stones.
Okay, well, yes, I suppose so.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, that's it. You can have fun at concerts. I've been watching. Who's that? I watched that German band leader. Can't remember his name.
You can't remember his name.
No.
The person you listen to all the time.
Yes,
James Last.
James Last. Recordings of him doing live concerts. That is so much fun. I watch that and I'm bright and laughing and cheery and happy, and and music. Music is a great source of happiness and fun.
Yes.
And as long as it's not, a requiem or something like that.
A dour person.
Dance music, Mr. Duncan.
Dance music.
Disco music is fun.
Yes. So a dour person does not want to have fun. They are gloomy, sullen, glum, bleak. They are unwilling to join in with the fun.
Glum. I like that word, glum.
Turn your face to the camera.
Don't tell me what to do.
You're looking at yourself there, you see.
We're not glum today. Glum. Downturned mouth.
Anyone just clicking onto that then would probably be thinking, what the
Nitram has referenced a quote from The Simpsons,
Okay.
a well-known cartoon series from America, about a funeral home where the sign above it said, "We put the fun into funeral."
Yes, because the word fun
Is in funeral.
Yes, the word fun is in funeral.
Funeral.
So that yes, it is strange. It's almost ironic
It is ironic, yes.
that you have the word fun in funeral. It's a bit like what's the other one? Manslaughter. Manslaughter is an interesting word because if you split it up, it actually can also be read as man's laughter. It's true. So man's laughter, if you put those words together, you end up with manslaughter. It's very strange. You might describe a person who avoids having fun as a stick in the mud. We've already said that.
We've got some other suggestions for that.
Have we?
Yes. A person that doesn't like having fun, a spoil sport.
Oh, okay.
A spoil sport, that was from Vittoria. Thank you for that. Is somebody that likes to stop other people having fun. So somebody that might go, you might be all be having fun at a party and a neighbour comes round and says, or just somebody else in the party who's a stick in the mud, might say, "Oh, will you stop all this noise and laughter? It's getting on my nerves." Or turn the music down. That would be a spoil sport.
Yeah.
Someone who's trying to stop other people having fun, either because they're jealous or for some other reason.
So they are literally spoiling that moment of fun.
A party pooper, says Nitram. A party pooper.
Yes.
Does not mean somebody that poops at a party.
Well, have you ever pooped at a party, though? I think I pooped once at a party.
I think if somebody did poop at a party, they would literally be a party pooper.
Yes.
But we're not talking about that. A party pooper is somebody who just takes the fun and enjoyment out of a party by saying something or just sitting there looking miserable all the time. What time are we going home? It's getting late.
That's what you do normally. Yes.
That's what I do, yeah, all the time. No, but yeah. A party pooper, somebody.
Party pooper.
So it's great. Thank you for these.
A person who takes all the fun away from something. We will be going away very soon, Mr. Steve, because we are 5 minutes away from 4 o'clock. Just 5 more minutes to go and we will be disappearing. But don't worry, I am back on Wednesday. Mr. Steve will not be here on Wednesday. But I think from next week, I think Steve might be joining us on Wednesday. So we will see what happens. But Steve will be busy on Wednesday. I will be here on Wednesday with you. So I hope you can join us then.
For more fun.
For more fun.
Laughter and frivolity.
Yes.
Have we mentioned frivolous? Yes, we have.
We have.
We have, yes.
To be frivolous, to not take something seriously, There are moments when you can be frivolous and moments when you should not be frivolous. So what about today, Steve? Are you going to clean your car again?
No, I've given it, in effect, 3 layers of wax. I don't think it can take any more. And I don't think my hands and my arms and my shoulders can take any more polishing.
Exactly.
So no, I won't be doing that. What am I going to be doing after this live stream? Probably having something to eat and falling asleep in front of the television.
That sounds
which
right.
Brings us right back to the subject people were talking about when I first looked about having afternoon naps.
Yes, I think so.
And it's interesting what people said, because Flower said that she feels depressed and anxious after having an afternoon nap. And that's probably, as Gossie has said, because maybe it was too long. Because they do recommend if you have an afternoon nap, it shouldn't be more than about 20 minutes.
Yes.
Otherwise, you go into, it's... Anyway, won't go into the details.
I think it really does mess your body. It confuses your body. Your everything becomes confused, and it doesn't know what's going on. So that is one of the problems with sleeping during the day. But not today. We don't have time for sleeping today. We've had a busy day, so we'll see what happens. I'm sure we will celebrate the end of today's live stream with a cup of tea and maybe one of those lovely biscuits.
Oh, yes.
That your sister gave to me so kindly.
Yes.
Yesterday.
And she also gave you some macaroons.
We've got some macaroons.
Macaroons.
In the fridge as well. Can't be bad. I think we have an afternoon of eating and maybe watching our favourite television show, Columbo.
I don't want to get into that today. The thing is, though, they keep showing them, and it's always the same ones.
Yes, they keep showing the same 5 or 6 episodes all the time. And when you've watched them many times, you really do know what's going to happen next. Thank you, Mr. Steve.
Tomek's waiting for pizzas to be delivered. That's a fun food, pizza, isn't it? It's a fun food.
Fun. But don't put pineapple on your pizza.
It's a party food.
Why do people put pineapple on their pizza?
I like pineapple on pizza.
It's disgusting. It makes all the bread go soggy underneath.
It is. It's a fun food because you associate pizzas with parties and fun and everybody sharing food and having some alcohol maybe and just having a laugh with friends and family. Nice enough way to end the live stream.
It is. I like cake as well.
Well, Tomek likes cake, but we won't go into that. A particular type of cake that he mentioned earlier.
Okay.
That I'm hoping he'll also bring to Paris. Right, Mr. Duncan, I'm going to put the kettle on and I'm going to make the tea. I'm going to make the tea in a fun way, Mr. Duncan. I'm going to just spill boiling hot water everywhere and just, oh yes, this is fun. I'm burning my skin.
So just like you normally do.
See you all next week. Have a fun week, enjoying English, and I look forward to being here again.
Thank you, Steve. He has gone. You might notice outside everything is starting to look like, it's starting to look like autumn is in the air. And that is the view right now outside the window. And yes, the days are also getting shorter and shorter. That's it from me for today. I hope you've enjoyed today's live stream for the past 2 hours. You have been watching English Addict with myself, Mr. Duncan. Thank you very much to Mr. Steve for joining as well. And also you for joining in on the live chat. I'm back on Wednesday from 2 p.m. UK time. This is Mr. Duncan in the birthplace of English saying thanks for watching. See you soon. And of course, until the next time we meet right here, you know what's coming next. Yes, you do. Stay happy. Take care of yourself. And of course, ta-ta for now.